The phone call came at 11:47 p.m. while I was presenting quarterly reports to 13 board members. Mrs. Brennan, this is Principal Hoffman at Westfield Elementary. You need to come immediately. There's been an incident with Emma. My blood froze. Is she hurt? She's physically unharmed, but extremely distressed. Please come now. We'll explain when you arrive. I abandoned the presentation, leaving confused executives staring at my empty chair. The 20-minute drive took 10. I don't remember red lights. When I burst through the school's front doors, I could hear her screaming from the main office. Not crying, screaming. The kind of primal wail that tears from a child when something incomprehensible has happened. I rushed past the secretary and found my 8-year-old daughter huddled in the nurse's office, a towel wrapped around her head. When she saw me, she launched herself into my arms. Mommy, Mommy, she cut it all off. She cut off all my hair. I pulled back the towel and gasped. Emma's beautiful auburn hair, the hair that fell to her waist that she'd been growing since kindergarten, that she'd worn in a crown braid for her audition, was gone. Not just cut, butchered. Chunks missing, patches down to the scalp, irregular, hacks like someone had taken garden shears to her head. Who did this? My voice was deadly quiet. Principal Hoffman cleared his throat. There's been a situation. Your sister. And Jessica did it. Emma sobbed. She said I stole Lily's part. She held me down and cut it all off. The room tilted. My sister Jessica taught third grade here. Her daughter Lily was in Emma's class. They'd both auditioned for Alice in the school's production of Alice in Wonderland. Emma got the part. Where is she? I stood, my entire body vibrating with rage. Mrs. Brennan, please sit. Where is my sister? She's in my office with the superintendent and the police. Police? Good. Because what I wanted to do to her would definitely require their intervention. During lunch recess, Principal Hoffman explained, his face grave. Jessica called Emma to her classroom under the pretense of discussing a makeup assignment. She locked the door and proceeded to cut Emma's hair while telling her she didn't deserve the role. She had scissors from the art room. Emma whimpered. The big ones. She said Lily worked harder. Practiced more. She said I only got it because I'm pretty and now I'm not pretty anymore. So they'll have to give it to Lily. I took photos of Emma's destroyed hair from every angle. Then I called my husband David. Call Attorney Morrison. Now. Then get here. Within an hour, the police had taken statements. Jessica was escorted out in handcuffs, suspended pending investigation. But the damage was done. Emma's had looked like a war zone. We drove straight to my hairdresser, Maria, who nearly cried when she saw Emma. Oh, sweetheart, she said gently. We'll fix this, okay? You're going to look like a rock star. But there was only so much she could do. The final result was a pixie cut. Adorable, but nothing like the hair Emma had treasured. Emma stared at her reflection, silent tears streaming. I can't be Alice now, she whispered. Alice has long hair. That's when my phone rang. Mom, how dare you have Jessica arrested? She screeched. She's your sister. She assaulted my daughter. She cut some hair. My God. Natalie, you're so dramatic. Hair grows back. She held down an 8-year-old and butchered her hair with craft scissors. Because you've been flaunting Emma's success. Poor Lily has worked so hard for that role. She deserved it. Jessica was just evening the playing field. Evening the, are you insane? Dad's voice came on speaker. Lily's been rehearsing for months. Emma just waltzed in and took it. Your sister snapped. It happens. It doesn't happen. Normal people don't attack children. Now Emma knows how Lily feels. Mom said smugly. Opportunities don't come twice. Hair does. I hung up and looked at my traumatized daughter. Her shorn head, her broken spirit. They had no idea what I would do next. First, I called the district attorney's office. Assault on a minor, false imprisonment, child endangerment. The charges stacked up. But that was just the legal response. I wanted more. I discovered Jessica had been using her position for years to advantage Lily. Access to test materials, extra time with music teachers, inside information. On additions, I compiled everything, emails, testimonies from other parents who noticed but hadn't spoken up, security footage of Jessica keeping Emma after school to help while actually making her miss drama club. Then I learned something worse. This wasn't the first time our parent named Carla reached out after hearing about Emma. 3 years ago, her son Michael had beaten Lily in a spelling bee. The next day, he'd had a playground accident, resulting in a broken wrist. He couldn't compete in regionals. Another parent, James, shared that his daughter had won an art competition over Lily. Her portfolio mysteriously disappeared from the art room Jessica had keys to. Pattern of behavior. Document everything. The school board meeting was packed. I'd made sure of that, sending the story to every parent group, every local Facebook page, every media outlet. Teacher assaults niece over school play made headlines. I stood at the podium with Emma beside me. Her pixie cut a stark reminder of what happened. Jessica Thornton has weaponized her position to abuse children who outperformed her daughter. I began my voice steady. My daughter is the latest victim, but not the first. I presented everything. The witnesses, the footage, the pattern. Parents gasped. Board members shifted uncomfortably. Then Jessica's defense spoke. My parents. This is a family matter blown out of proportion. Mom said, children's hair gets cut all the time by their hairdressers, not their teachers. A parent shouted. Lily has been devastated. Dad added, she's worked harder than Emma ever has. Then she should have auditioned better. I responded. That's how merit works. The board voted unanimously. Jessica was terminated, banned from school property, and referred for criminal prosecution. Her teaching license was under review by the state. But my parents weren't done. They showed up at my house that night with Jessica and Lily. Look what you've done. Mom gestured to Jessica, who looked haggard. She's lost everything. Good. Lily's being bullied at school. They're calling her mother scissor psycho. Maybe Jessica should have thought about that before attacking my child. Jessica stepped forward. Emma's hair will grow. My career won't recover. I laughed, actually laughed. You're right. It won't. Just like Emma's trust won't recover. Just like the months of therapy she'll need won't disappear. I'm your sister. You were. Now you're the woman who assaulted my daughter. Lily, who'd been silent, suddenly spoke. I didn't want the part that way. Everyone turned to stare at her. I wanted to earn it. She said quietly, Mom ruins everything. She always does this. That's why I don't have friends. Jessica's face crumbled. I was helping you. You were cheating for me. And now everyone knows. The truth hung heavy in the air. Jessica hadn't just destroyed Emma's hair. She destroyed her own daughter's reputation. Get out, David said firmly. All of you, don't come back. As they left, Mom turned. You're tearing this family apart. No, I said. Jessica tore it apart with craft scissors and entitlement. The criminal trial was swift. Assault on a minor under color of authority, 16 months, probation, mandatory counseling, and permanent loss of teaching credentials. The civil suit settled for enough to cover Emma's therapy, and then some. But the real justice came from Emma herself. The director kept her as Alice, saying, Wonderland, your new hair is perfect for the role. Opening night, Emma commanded that stage. Her pixie cut sparkled under the lights, her confidence radiating. She'd taken the worst thing that happened to her and transformed it into strength. Jessica wasn't. There, of course, the restraining order made sure of that. But my parents came, sitting in the back, trying to be inconspicuous. During intermission, Mom approached. She's wonderful. She always was. You just couldn't see past Lily to notice. We were wrong, she admitted quietly. Jessica, she's getting help, real help. And Lily's in therapy too. Good for them. Can we try again? Be a family? I looked at her, this woman who defended my daughter's attacker, who'd said hair mattered less than opportunity. Emma will never be alone with any of you again, ever. If you want to see her, it's supervised, in public, and the second she's uncomfortable, It's over? That's harsh. That's parenting. Something you should have tried with Jessica. The play ended with thunderous applause. Emma took her bow, her short hair gleaming, her smile radiant. She'd learned at 8 what some never do, that people who hurt you don't deserve forgiveness just because they're family. 6 months later, I ran into Lily at the grocery store with her father, Jessica's ex-husband, who'd gotten full custody. After everything came out, "How's Emma?" Lily asked shyly. "She's good. How are you?" "Better. I'm in a different school. I got a part in their play. A small one, but I earned it myself." "That's wonderful, Lily." As they walked away, her father mouthed, "Thank you. I destroyed Jessica's life to protect my daughter. I'd torn apart my family to keep Emma safe. And watching her now, confident and thriving despite that pixie cut growing slowly longer, I'd do it again in a heartbeat, because that's what real mothers do. We don't cut down other children to lift our own. We don't weaponize our positions. We don't make excuses for abuse. We protect, we fight. We choose our children over anyone who would hurt them, even, especially, when that someone shares our blood."